Also, the reason is they all want to have sex with Big the Cat.
That's true.
That is still the reason. Sonic Mania, like, we made hot goofs about it on GameScoop a couple weeks ago. People got very mad. Those were hot goofs. I really like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3.
Stop lying!
So this is a turn of events, considering every single time it happens in a video game industry. Not surprising.
Yeah.
IGN, who famously said that there's no such thing as a good Sonic game and that every Sonic fan should only wants to have sex with Big the Cat. One of them, the guy who actually said the Big the Cat line, backtracked his statement saying, "Oh, it's just a goof. It's just we did it a while ago. I got really hated. And by the way, I really like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles."
This is them getting drunk, saying shit that they didn't know about, and then waking up the next day and realizing what they've done, and now this is the, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I was off my head, blah, blah, blah type deal.
Yeah, and I've got quite a few comments. That's probably the most viewed. It's the second most viewed item box we've got.
Alright, it's probably I was going to say, isn't that the most angry you've got in one of these?
Oh, it's the most angry. It actually is the second most angry. The Steven Universe video is still the most angriest I've gotten.
Okay.
Because that, as me as an artist, that really affected me. That's why I wanted to talk about it. The IGN one, I was also angry because I felt like I was insulted by these idiots.
Yeah, I mean, I still felt...
and that's a few things that some people in the comments, I'm not going to name names, but you can go to the video and see the comments. A few of them saying they don't understand why we're angry at it. Like, oh, we should let go of it because IGN is IGN. I think, because IGN is IGN, yeah, we get that. Game trailers is game trailers when they're around. And we specifically talked about that.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
And the thing is, if it was just them bashing on Sonic, if it was just them bashing on Sonic saying they didn't like it, or they don't have hope for these new games, fine. We would have overlooked that. It would have been a brief mention of it, but we could have overlooked that very easily, as with every single one of the Sonic themed reviews.
Yeah, I mean, I've said before, it's like, for a while there was that period of, like, would you say it was around about 06 Unleashed, that was kind of like, well, anything that's coming out from them is just dog shit. And then they started to just go, okay, Colors, All-Stars Racing, Generations, that's when they went, oh, I guess it's good again now.
Yeah. Like we said, even I just felt insulted because they actually took at least 3 generations worth of fans and said, "Oh, you all just want to have sex with this fictional retard."
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, okay, maybe some 30-plus-year-olds out there, maybe some demented 15
I mean, this is not talking about all the audience. This is very particular.
No, we're talking like a couple hundred out of several million. Yeah. You're condemning all of those because of these few people. That's what really I took as an insult. It's like, you can't just lump me in because I'm a Sonic fan with these idiots, really. These repressed idiots who draw Big the Cat hentai art.
Yeah, all that stuff. Again, like I said before, I mean, I just sort of more laughed at it. I mean, I was laughing harder because of this coming out of particularly him. And even at the very end, I basically said, we might see more, we might see Big the Cat, we don't talk about that. You know, so he's aware that what they said is like...
Yeah, he knows what came out of his mouth. He can't take back.
Yeah, and I have a feeling, again, I have this feeling of... They probably will come out saying, we never meant it was us just joking around, we weren't...
If they can issue a public apology, fair enough, but saying, oh, it's just a joke, that's how we said it. No, you're sounding quite fucking serious when you did. It's like a political debate when someone says, I'm going to run for office, I'm going to be the Prime Minister, President, or Governor, or whatever, I'm going to enforce all these policies, and they're going to make them really good for you. Each one of them never fucking follows through.
Yeah, well,
how many times have we heard of a Prime Minister say, oh, we're going to start the NHS, we're going to make it better, no waiting times, we're going to improve everything of the NHS. None of them fucking do.
Yeah, well, again, I was going to say the obvious one is like, you know, one guy goes like, I want to build a wall to keep out the Mexicans. Oh, wait, I didn't mean that. I don't know what I was doing that day, type deal.
Yeah.
That whole business.
Apparently he was in Mexico for a day.
All right, so if you had to
I'm not going to bring that up.
I'm just saying, he probably was going to go like, sorry.
One of the comments I got on the IGN video as well was saying how they don't understand how we're fans and how we can be that passionate about it. And I don't reply to most of the comments on there anyway, because I don't want to start flame wars. I don't want to get arguments with people who express their views. But saying how they don't understand how we're fans of Sonic compared to Mario and Zelda, it's like, it's no different in Mario and Zelda.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it's like, you're a fan of Zelda particularly, and,
Yeah, I'm a fan of Zelda. It's just, I'm a fan of Sonic more. It's no different from being a fan of anything, really. If you're a fan of Doctor Who, fan of My Little Pony, fan of Star Wars, it's no different.
Well,
If because you don't get it, if you can't understand why people would like it, you can't just condemn those who do.
It's always that. I mean, that's the worst thing is when people are saying I don't get it or they don't get it. It's like when people say that, that's like, well, you're just too thick and stupid to understand. It's like, it's not that. It's that either they just don't get the level of stupidity you're talking about with this, rather than I don't get the appeal of this thing or this show or this book.
It's basically the latter of that. It's not really stupidity. You're not just too stupid to get it. Like, I can't understand how some people can play, like, StarCraft or any like RTS. I have tried playing RTS. I tried Command and Conquer. I tried Dune on PS1. I even tried StarCraft Brood War when my brother was playing. I thought I'll give it a go. It looks kind of fun. I couldn't fucking get into it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. If I don't get it, I don't get it. If you don't get our passion for this series,
at the end of the day,
that's not our fault.
No, I think at the end of the day,
it's not, and we're not calling you stupid. It's just you can't. It's just you can't call us stupid for getting it.
I mean, in many ways, at the end of the day, this is all down to basically, did this piece of fiction entertain you? That's basically what all sort of reviews are. It's basically, I've been shown something that somebody made for me or for a general audience. It's basically say, okay, did I enjoy it? And 9 out of 10, you probably will. And that's the way it is. It's like with the whole thing with, everybody's going, look at Suicide Squad. I mean, that's still going all haywire. People just saying, well, this just proves DC are morons. And then they have other people saying, oh, if you say you don't like DC, you've just been bought by oh, sorry, go start again. The whole thing with...
You've been bought out by Marvel.
Exactly, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like, you can't express an opinion right now without actually being demonized.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially recently with the whole YouTube policing on demonetizations, just because you said the word fuck a few times.
Exactly.
That is actually what it comes down to with the new policing of their policies, which have been in effect for over a year. It's just they haven't really enforced a notification for it.
But again, it's
so
kind of that...
if I'm insulted by these people and I can't express it, who are you to judge?
Yeah.
And furthermore, if you don't get it, don't understand why feel like we've been insulted or offended by these people, that's on you. Yeah. But we're not calling you stupid.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing
don't call us stupid for getting our knickers in the twist over IGN.
Yeah.
It's like, again, because they're IGN doesn't mean they can just get away with shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the sort of standard you have with certain types of people or things in general. But again, it's like with South Park, for instance, like for many years, like for instance, the famous Scientology episode, like they didn't want to touch that because of Isaac Hayes and all that stuff. And when they did it, obviously he left. And then the main reason they did it is because, well, we've made fun of all these different types of religions or all these type of brands or fads that have gone on. So what makes this one thing different from all the others?
Yeah, they were told they can't say the word shit, so they did it.
Did a whole episode where they just basically did a tally of how many times they said it.
Yeah, and the whole threatening of, well, you can't show Muhammad in this, and Comedy Central actually just big black question mark over the character.
Yeah, well, the funny thing with that was basically the only thing they were happy with was basically they didn't hide behind the excuse of, oh, we just think it will be intolerant to other people's religions. It's like, no, we're scared of getting bombed. So at least they were honest.
It's you can't just step back and like, okay, we're not going to touch this because we kind of respect it, but at the same time, fuck over everyone else.
Yeah, but this is, and again, we should have definitely made it. I mean, the other thing we should really point out is the fact that obviously this happened over PAX and IGN being what it is, a coverage of all types of entertainment. It's obvious if you're gonna do a thing about Sonic, you're gonna talk about it. It's like, oh, here's this thing, and this is the thing that was going to bite.
Yeah, that's the biggest. Aside from the whole being insulted by these people, it's the whole unprofessionalism
It's
of
the
it.
kind of bias.
It's called
like I said,
it's called again. It's called Game Scoop. You do the scoop on the games that were actually revealed, and you talk about them. Don't say, "Oh, these were announced." Oh, by the way, wasn't Sonic 06 completely shit?
it's all that crap. But like I said, it's kind of that shooting yourself in the foot. It's like you go on ratting on about some crap, and the next day you have to interview somebody. It's like, oh dear, oh god, how am I going to do this?
It's take it as read. Actually, look at it as a game, not to say, "Well, this is." I could go
I know.
on
I mean, we're not
forever.
saying-
I can go on forever about how some people just seem to say, "Is it better than classics?" No, but is it worse than 06? No. All right, well, it's not for me then.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's again people's standards of what things they love or hate these days. That's always it. And I think the more important,
And if people don't agree with certain people, obviously it's either bought out or death threats.
yeah, it's basically you either get in the bandwagon or stand there like a sad loser.
Well, I'm not going to be sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anything, so I'm going to speak my mind. IGN, get your fucking act together.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, you're a gaming. This is the thing that if you're going to do this, if you're going to be a gaming journalist, you have to look at everything subjectively, regardless of what you personally think. And it's also worth mentioning that even Yahtzee knows this, is that all press is bullshit in many ways. You know, they may talk about something, they may employ something, they may, you know, oh, isn't this wonderful? But at the end of the day, they're doing it because they know it'll get people's attention. And this is the time where this is the yin and yang thing. If you say something really shit about a thing, then more people are going to want to listen to this. It's like, oh, what did so-and-so said about this? Then on the other hand, it's like when you have to report on it and you have to do it from an actual proper job view, then it's like, oh god, I'm really going to get no credibility from this. At the end of the day, I'm not, like I said, I laughed at it back about a month ago when this happened, and now I'm still giggling at it. And at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not angry. I'm just sort of, this is just the way, this is kind of now the slap in the face that they knew was coming. Or they probably already got, and now they have to walk around with a big bruise on their logo.
Pretty much. At least then to stop giving Call of Duty 10 out of 10s every single fucking installment.
Oh dear.